What is up, guys, and welcome back to another Tuesday special. Doing something a little bit different this week, as I've still not had a feature shipment from Snap-on. With everything that's going on, we're still not having shipments sent out to us from Snap-on. We can ship stuff to you guys here in the UK. We can ship from the distribution centre, so we can send you stuff through UPS. So if you guys are still desperate for something, we can still ship you for it. I am hoping next week that I'm going to have a word with my area manager this week that I can get some stock sent to me, so that next week I can do a new Tool Tuesday. But obviously we're just going to have to wait and see. So today we're going to be doing Top Tool Tuesday. So this is just going to be my top 10 tools. These are just some of my favourite tools, stuff that I sell quite a lot of on the van. By no means am I saying these are the best tools that we sell. I'm just saying these are my personal preferences to tools. These are just my top tools. So you might, at the end of the video, you might think, hey, why have you not put this in here? This is so much better. But again, this is just my personal preference as a dealer. Like I say, these are my favourite tools, and they're just tools I sell a lot of. So let's get into it. So coming in at number 10 is the HL138 ACP. So these are really cool pliers, and I sell a lot of these. So these come in red, green and orange. So if you want the red, it's just HL138 ACP. Then if you want a green, just put a G at the end. And if you want the orange, O at the end. Simple. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to take all this off. I always leave these on my van like this with the 2p in there with the elastic band on. Because I find a lot of guys come into the van and be like, why have you got this 2p on there? And it gives me a starting point as to tell them why these are so good. But I'm going to take this off now just to show you these. So they're a slip joint. So if you've got a bigger fastener that you need to get onto, you can get a better grip. Obviously, if you're working on smaller, you can leave them like this. So these are high leverage. So it means you have to put less force here to get more here. I find a lot of the older guys love these because they don't have to put as much force on them, but they still get a lot of gripping power. So these are really good. So I'm going to show you a quick demo of these now. So with the demo with these, I'm going to show you on the Vice how good the grip on these are. Normally I do it with a customer or with another person, but obviously as I'm on my own, I'm going to have to do it solo. So what we got is the penny. So this is why I keep the penny in it. So what we're going to do, get a small grip on there so we haven't got a lot on there. Then we're going to take the elastic band, put it around once, put it around twice. So as you can see, you can twist it with ease. It's not tight at all. Then what we're going to do is get the 2p in the Vice here. So we're going to give it quite a big chunk of grip. Make sure it's nice and tight. So then what I'm going to do is pull it just from the one handle. So I'm not going to grip it with two. I'm not going to put any force. I'm going to show you the elastic band's doing all the work. So if I grip it from one, I can pull that full power and it's not pulling at all. These go by another name in the UK, the penny cutters, which I'm not going to do. So in there you've got a pair of cutters which you can cut objects with. So what I've got here is a screw. So we put that in there, one-handed, nice and easy, cuts through it like that. As you can see, these are a fantastic bit of kit. If you fancy a set of these, I would probably say most dealers carry these on their van. They do come about on special quite often, but they are always readily available from Snap-on themselves. So if you want a set, speak to your dealer about these. So next up, we have the PWZs. So these are just a pipe wrench for mechanics. So work exactly the same as your normal Stilsons or pipe wrench. Fully adjustable. They're just a lot thinner, so they're better to get into those awkward areas. So again, I'm going to show you a quick demo on these. Demo on the PWZs. So I've got a nice round off tube. You can see I've already been doing the demo on here. So put it onto the thing we want to do. Make sure it's tight. And then we should be able to put our full body force. As you can see, I'm bouncing off that now. and I'm not gripping, that's just my full body force digging onto that. Again, these come in an array of different colours. At the minute, it's red, green and orange in the UK. But from the tool show that we went to in January, the SFC, we ordered these in colours. So I think there was purple, high vis and grey. There might have been another colour, I can't remember off my top of my head. But if you fancy a set of these, speak to your dealer, and I'm sure he'll sort you out with a set of these. So coming in at number 8, we have the YAKS 42 soldering iron. So these are a fantastic soldering iron. So the beautiful thing about this is it's kept in one little base station and everything is concealed in its base station. So down the bottom, you've got all your different tips. You've also got a quick interchangeable tip, which I'll show you about that in a minute. So the soldering iron itself is adjustable in power down the bottom. You can see the glass window there to see how much gas you've got into it. So if you remove the top, handy feature on these, it has a magnetic base, so you can, while you're working on it, you can put it somewhere safely and you're not going to have to worry about it burning anything or moving around while you're doing stuff. So it's one hand operation as well, so you can ignite it with one hand, whereas a lot of the other ones you had to pull something down this side and push it up, whereas with this, all works off a one-click operation. So it's the same with the quick changing tips. With a lot of competitors and a lot of our old ones, to change the tip you had to unscrew something here, drop the tip out from the inside, put a new one in, meaning you had to wait for it to cool down. So with this one, if you've soldered something, quickly change the tip, get your next one loaded up, and away you go again. So a few more bits about this. You can also keep your solder in there, and you've also got a little sponge in there to obviously clean all the solder off. But what a lot of people buy this for is the plastic welding tip. You can keep a plastic welding rod in the side there. You can also buy these in different colours, different plastics and stuff like that. So depending what you've got a plastic solder, you can get the colour and the plastic to match. So it makes it a lot easier. Plus you don't have to dirty up any of these tips because a lot of people use normal soldering tips and it wrecks them. So it just makes it a lot better for you guys. So next up at number 7, we have the MG725 1/2-inch impact gun. So the specs on this is 810 foot-pound, which in newton meters is 1094 newton meters. It's fairly light as well. I think it's about 222 kilograms, so fairly light. So it comes with a plastic grip, so if you're using it for a long period of times, your hand's not going to get cold. You've got a grip on the top as well, so you can get the force onto it where you need to. So you can adjust this from tighten to undo by pushing this backwards and forwards here. You can also change the power. So you can start off with low torque or change it up to high torque depending on what application you're doing. And all you do to do that is just change the little switch there. Again, this is just my personal preference on this. I'm not saying it's better than the PT850. It's just my personal opinion. And I thought it'd be in there because I sell quite a lot of these. So coming in at number 6, the Esso X RRM 710s. So this set comes as a 10 to 19 mil. So what makes these so special is the ratchet end. So I'm going to grab an open set. So I'm going to show you this on a 19 mil. It's obviously bigger, so it's easy to show you. So on the open end, you've got the Flank Drive Plus. So this gives you 62% more turning power. So basically it tries to grip more on the flats instead of closer to the corners. So you're not going to round stuff off as easy. Or if you've got something that's slightly rounded off, you've got more chance of getting it off with one of these. So going to the ratcheting end. So what you'll notice is this is incredibly thin around here and also this way. I will show you a comparison in a minute compared to a Blue Point one. But basically because of the materials we make these out of and the way we heat treat them, we can make this so narrow around here so it won't break. One thing you will notice on these as well is it looks very similar to an F80 ratchet. That's because inside here it's got the same design, the same dual 80 technology that we use in our ratchets. 2 little pulls in there, so I think you've got 7 teeth engaging on it. Nice fine 82, so as you can hear, nice and fine. Turn it around, then you've got your flick over lever there as well. As a quick comparison, as I said, compared to the Blue Point, this is a Blue Point 19. So you can see the snap-on one is a lot longer, so you've got a lot more leverage on these. And as you can see, a lot thinner around the wall here and that way as well. So you can get it into those tighter areas where if you've got a set of these, you're probably not going to be able to get into, whereas these, you're going to get into a lot more of those awkward positions. So If you haven't got a set of these, I'm definitely suggesting investing in a set. Coming in at number 5, we have the Zeus. Now, I'm not going to go into massive detail of this because I did a video of this last week. So I'll put a link in to this somewhere on the screen, somewhere around, if I can figure out how to do it. So this is just my favourite diagnostic machine that we do. As I said in the last video, I'm very passionate about these. We do other platforms, so it just depends where you're at and what you need. If you don't need something quite like this, we do lower models of diagnostic machines and scanners. So if you want to watch more of this, I'll put a link in it. If not, have a word with your dealer and see which machine suits you best. So coming in at number 4, we have got the ATEC torque wrench series. So these come in a quarter drive, a 3/8, which this one is, a 1/2 inch, and we also do a 3/4. We also do other variants of this as well, so we do it in a torque screwdriver as well, depending what applications you need. So on the angle feature on this, it's nice and easy to do. So you set it to the angle, so we've got this set to 180 degrees. So some applications you might find you've got obstructions in the way and you can't do a full swing of 180 degrees. So with these, all you do is just keep turning. I can see the traffic light system working here now. Bear in mind I can't see the screen. So keep going till you see the traffic light system starting to get closer, which I can see it is now. And once you've stopped, it will beep and go green, and you know you've got it to the desired torque that you need. Obviously, it's a lot easier to see the screen, but it's just handy to see the traffic light system if you've got it in an application where you're up somewhere like this and you can't quite see the screen. It also beeps and vibrates as well, so you've got lots of ways of knowing that you're at the torque or angle that you need. So another handy thing that this has got is if you look at the 2 little zeros there, so every time I do a torque, then move to my next one. I overtorque that one, but there you go. So what you can see is it's going up. So every time I do a bolt, it's got a little bolt counter. So what that's handy for is if you're in the middle of doing a head gasket or something like that, and you're talking a head down, and you're halfway through your sequence, boss comes out or snap on guy turns up, you get distracted, you think, oh, I can remember that, you have the conversation that you're having, you come back and you think, where was I? So at least you can go back to that and go, okay, I was 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to where you was going. So handy little feature. You can also preset these as well. So if you do a lot of the same engines or rebuilding a lot of the same engines, you can preset it to those torque settings that you use a lot of. So a real handy bit of kit. But there's lots of features and benefits on these. So if you want to know more about these, speak to your dealer. So coming in at number 3, we have the Thermal Imager Elite. Part number is EETH310. So these are the newest thermal camera that we do. We also do the thermal laser. We still do the first gen of Thermal Imager, and we also have the Thermal Imager Elite. So just for demoing purposes, compared to the old one, so you've got different functions now. So whereas the old one, you used to just see one screen of thermal, what you can do now is zoom in and zoom out. You can have a side-by-side screen, so it makes it a lot easier to identify. So if you're looking at a load of relays or wires, you can still see in this screen what you're looking at. You can also turn a light on, which makes what you're looking at on this screen a lot easier to see. So if you keep going across, we can then have a spot mode. So again, making it easier for you guys to identify what you're looking at. And then we go back to our normal thermal screen. So if we go into the menu function, this brings up a memory bank. So if there's something that you're trying to diagnose, you're a little bit unsure of what to look at, we break down into categories. So you've got powertrain and exhaust, body and electrical, chassis and brakes. So if we go on to powertrain, you've got lots of different things on here. One of the things that I find a lot of people say are really good on these is the differential. So you've got a car that comes in, it's got a noise coming from the back. It could be quite a number of things. This will diagnose it on seconds. So you can take it out on a test drive, bring it back, the car's up to temperature, everything's warm. So obviously if there's an issue with a bearing or something like that, it's obviously going to give you a lot of friction, so it's going to generate a lot more heat than another bearing that's not. So it gives you a picture of a good image. So press down, and then it will give you the bad image. So obviously you can see here that there's a lot of friction there in the bearing, so you can diagnose it in seconds, making it a lot easier for you guys. So coming in at number 2, we have the FLLF80. Now I have sold loads of these. I'd probably say I sold more of these than I have any other ratchet at the minute. Closely followed by the quarter drive, the TLLF72. But these are fantastic. So as I said, part number is the FLLF80. So what makes these so good is the head design here. So on a lot of our other ratchets, you'd find that the flex joint here would come out this way, whereas on this it's fixed to the head, so it gives you a lot more strength around here. Putting it under load, you've got a lot more strength here, so it's less likely to break or flare open. So these are really cool. So speak to your dealer about these if you're interested. The CT-EU761. Now for you guys in the States, it's just the CT761. So these come in a array of colours again. We've just had them in the UK launched at gunmetal grey. So they come in red, green, orange, high vis, like I said, gunmetal grey. So I sell tons of these for the 14.4 range. I mean, I'd probably say I sell more of these than I do anything else at the minute. Nice, small, compact, easy to get into those hard to reach areas. You've got a toggle switch, so it's making it a lot easier. You haven't got to flick anything over. So if you're unsure of anything when you're in a tight area, it's either there, you've not got to worry about flicking anything over. So you've got the 3 lights on the front, as you can see there. So obviously if you're working in a dark area, if it's dark in the engine bay, you've not got a light to hand, you can see exactly where you're going. So these are powerful for such a small gun. So Newton meters on this is 162.7, which in foot-pound is 120. So very powerful for such a small little compact gun. So these work off a 14.4 battery. These are 2 amp. If the writing runs that way, it's a 2 amp. If the writing runs across this way, then it's the new 2.5 amp hour battery. So that's one thing to look out for. So again, these are just such a fantastic gun. And like I say, I sell so many of these. I don't think I've ever really had any complaints about these. They're nice and cheap to repair once they're out of warranty as well, which makes it even better for you guys. Again, these are fully interchangeable across the whole 14.4 range. So what I tend to find is most people will buy this as a kit and then buy the battery ratchet. So again, if you want to know any more about these, or if you're looking to purchase one of them, have a word with your dealer and see what deals he's got available on these. You can buy these in different variants as well. So if you've already got the battery ratchet and you haven't got one of these, you can buy it as body only. You can also buy it with a body with 1 battery, or you can buy it as a full kit. So in the full kit, you'd get the body, 2 of the batteries, a charger, and a bag as well, and then obviously your charging leads in there as well. So it makes it easier. So like I said, if you've got one of the 14.4 ranges already and you don't want to buy another kit, you can just buy the body only. Or if you want to have another battery, you can buy it as body and battery. So that is it then, guys. Thanks again for stopping by. Drop me a comment below. What's your favourite tools? Is there anything that I've missed that you guys think deserves to be in the top 10? What's your favourite tools? Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the like button. Share the videos if you're enjoying them. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the tools and the videos as well. So try to reply to every video as well. So don't be scared to ask me any part numbers or anything that you're unsure about, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible on all of that. Again, hoping that next week I will be back to normal and I will have a normal New Tool Tuesday. So until then, guys, thanks for stopping by.